Hi, welcome back to my channel. So today I just wanted to come off the dome about if you are a single person or maybe even a married person or somebody that is like me who is childless, why you should not feel bad about it. So I have a lot of girlfriends who have children. Like they had them when they were like 21, 20, 23, 24. And then maybe they got like 3 kids and they got them out the way by the time they were 26, 27 years old, right? And then I have like a handful of girls who have no kids, just like me, right? But majority of my girlfriends in the past do have kids, right? And they had them at that early age. I will say a lot of them were married though at that early age. And then they got pregnant and had a child by their husband. But from what I can recall, all them girls that I knew that had babies by their husband ended up getting divorced. And I know maybe just like one that is remarried. And even in that remarriage, it was, I'm thinking about getting a divorce, like another divorce. And I'm like, you better stick that thing out. Okay. Anyways, but I can't, control someone's life or make a decision for them. But I want to let you know that all the friends that I've had that did have their kids in their early 20s, they did get divorced. They did either had to get divorced because their man cheated on them and said that he would stop, and they kept on cheating and he didn't stop, right? Or either, he just decided to leave and go be with someone else. And what's funny and kind of heartbreaking too, not funny, but what is funny about the situation and heartbreaking is these men go ahead and go out and meet another woman and make another family and get married to her. And it's kind of like, why couldn't you act right with the first woman, the first family you made, right? So I said all that to say this is I have for a long time been made to feel bad about not having kids, specifically when I was in their same age range, right? Not completely by the women who had the kids, but just in general, I always got asked, so do you have a husband? How many kids do you have? And then when I tell them no, I'm just like, can you please mind your business? Every Black woman that you see don't have to have a whole bunch of kids hanging from her tit, right? Not saying that that is a bad thing, but don't assume that I have kids because you see me as a Black woman, right? Because that's what I kind of think it correlates to a lot too. And then when they hear I don't have any kids, specifically at that time, and they ask me my age, and they're like, what? Girls your age would already have 3 kids by now. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not most girls. Or either it's cool, you'll just find the right man and then you'll do it. Or it's this, oh, so you must be mean. Why you ain't got no kids yet? Why aren't you married yet? Can you please just mind your business? Like, I know you're trying to be cute, but you're not cute. And a lot of times, that type of connotation came from men, other men that obviously wanted to holler at me, or either they were just being too nosy. Because I feel like you're being too nosy if you asking a single woman who you just met questions like that. Like, I understand you can see someone and be curious about them and be like, this person's very, very cute. I don't see a ring on her finger. Or maybe I do, because I used to wear a ring anyways. Maybe I do see a ring, so, do you have a family? Do you have a husband and kids? And I tell them no. They automatically assume, men automatically assumed that something was wrong with me. I just think it's hilarious, right? And then just as time went on, I continued to not have kids and to not be married. And I cannot tell you the amount of times I've had friends, men that I thought were my friends, who were married, obviously, would call me up at work, send me a little Facebook message. So you have anyone new in your life? Like, why is that always a curiosity for me? It doesn't make sense. Or just point blank period be out. So when you get married, and can I tell you how much I had to abstain from cussing somebody out? And I was like, when I get ready to, people assume, I understand you want to live your life and be fruitful and have a family, but you cannot assume that just because someone doesn't have a family, that they don't have kids or a husband, that they're not trying to. You can't assume that just because you don't see me with it, that something's wrong with me. There's something wrong with the dating pool out here. And it's been a long time that something's been wrong with the dating pool, like period, right? And then also you can't assume that that is what I want. You know, just because you see someone as beautiful doesn't mean that, oh, she needs to have a husband in order to be complete, or she needs to have kids in order to be complete. How about you mind your business and go suck on something over there? That's how I really feel, right? And anyway, so I mean, for years, people would ask me that question until it got to a point. I posted on Facebook. It was a picture of Madea, like Tyler Perry Madea with a gun, right? And it was a meme that said, one more time, ask me one more time, when am I getting married? And after that, I swear, I don't know if someone must forward it. I never got any more questions. Never got any more questions. So anyways, it's not like I don't want to have kids, but I'm waiting for the right specimen to have children by. And if I never meet that person, or if I do meet that person and we can't have children, then I would like to adopt, you know. And if he does have children, then I would love to be a mom to those kids, you know, if I'm capable and if we have that type of relationship and if the kids are around that much, for sure, you know, that's a thing. But what I want to say is, don't feel bad because you don't have any kids. Like, people want to project their life onto you. And I also want to say too, there on the other side of that coin, there were a lot of men who found out that I didn't have kids and they was like, you're doing the right thing. I can't tell you how many times men were like, who were fathers and husbands who were like, how old are you? Oh yeah. Don't have any kids. You're doing the right thing. Like, focus on you, focus on your bag, make money, get rank, live your life, travel the world, do what you want to do, peace and quiet at your house. Don't have kids. Or you're doing it the right way. Like, it's really funny to me to hear a man say that, you know. And I want to tell you, the men that have said that to me were white men. Okay? And there was no shade. It was kind of like, congratulations, like, you are doing the right thing. And every time I heard that, it made me think that they probably second thought, you know, having kids themselves or having it with the woman that they chose to have kids by or whatever. And, you know, when I think about it, I've met a lot of men, primarily Caucasian guys, that I could sense that they felt like they got forced to get married, or they forced themselves to get married because the woman got pregnant. And it takes two to tango. So it wasn't just her that got pregnant. He put it in her, right? And then like years down the line, you can tell when someone, like, especially in the work environment, you get close to somebody, you can tell that they just wish they had the opportunity to not have kids. Not that they wish those kids aren't alive, but to not have kids with that woman. That woman didn't turn out to be who he thought she was going to be. But on the flip side, I'm thinking, well, are you who she thought you was going to be? You know, but whatever. So anyways, I've just met a lot of men like that it felt like they wish that they, you know, didn't get married, or they wish that they didn't have kids with this woman because, you know, it is what it is. But I will also say the grass is not always greener on the other side either, you know. But anyways, I came across this video like months ago about this girl who was saying, I'm never going to have kids. And she listed all these reasons why. And the reasons mainly were, I'm too masculine to have any kids by a man because I'm all about getting a bag. I'm all about being a boss. Like, I'm too much in my masculine energy to even let a man like come around and want to boss me around and want to put a child in me and then end up leaving me and that child. Like, that caused like that sounds like devastation. Like, I wouldn't even want to be put in that predicament, because it seems like the stereotypical thing, especially when you're not married, is, you know, you have a child with somebody. It doesn't mean they're going to stick around. It doesn't mean that you and him are going to raise that child together. Sometimes you end up being a single mom. And then you got to do it yourself. And then you got to find childcare. Then you got to have like a good network of people that are there to help raise that child as a village. What if you don't have any of that? What is it? What if it's just you and you know? And then I'm telling you, no man can leave me and okey-doke me. We are tied together forever for life. If we ever have a child, you can't go nowhere. And the day that you think you will, it'll be the last time you ever had a thought. Really, that's just how I feel. But anyways, so she was saying I'm too masculine. I would never want to be a single mom. She was like, she even has a dad that she hasn't even heard of from years. And she was like, nigga, are you okay? Like, how can you live your life knowing you have kids out here and not thinking about them, even if they're adults? And I feel the same exact way. I'm not saying that there's nothing but deadbeat dads out there, or men that don't want to take care of their kids, or men that don't want kids, because I was raised by a responsible Black man. My parents are still married to this day, decades long. My parents have done nothing but want to be parents and to be providers and to teach their children X, Y, and Z, and to be responsible citizens. I hit the jackpot with my mother and my father. Not to say that they're perfect parents, because they're not. No one is a perfect nothing in his life, but I'm appreciative for what God gave me, and that's 100%. But at the same time, statistics show there's more single mothers out here, single mother homes led by single mothers, than there are single fathers. And I would never want to raise a child by myself, unless I didn't end up getting married and I ended up adopting. Yeah, me and that child, we're going to be running it up. That child is going to be on my hip. We're going to be running businesses. We're going to be making YouTube videos. It's going to be me and that child, because I chose that for myself. And not to say that some women don't choose, not to say that some women do not choose to have kids by themselves because they don't believe in a man, can actually help them out with that. But in my mind, I would like to have one, if I could, through my body with a man. And if I didn't, then I probably would adopt. But the last thing that this girl had said is, she had read this thread of like women who listed out their pregnancies and what they experienced. And it was so many women, Black, white, young, old, women with one child or many children, that all said, I would never get pregnant again. I would never have another child. These are mothers who are saying that because they had some of the worst pregnancies ever. Not that it was like their body couldn't handle it, but like their man abandoned them. Like they found out that their man got someone else pregnant, or they had to give birth to that baby by themselves because their man wasn't there, or the person they thought was their man wasn't there, or just the way that they were treated during that pregnancy. A lot of the women were saying, like, when you get pregnant, you think it's supposed to be joyous. You think you're supposed to be planning a life with your partner, your boyfriend, your husband. A lot of them said that it was a nightmare. And so I went back and read that thread too. And I'm like, oh my God. I didn't know women felt like that. I didn't know there was so many women that felt abandoned. So many women that felt like, I would not want to do this again. And then they listed reasons why they wouldn't. Like some women had said, I had a baby for this man only to leave me. And they said, don't ever have a baby for no one else but yourself. And then a lot of the mothers were like, don't ever have a baby. Like, I love my children, but I would go back and not have children if I, could turn back time, which no one can. But these women are saying that because they know how hard they had to struggle. And I'm not saying I haven't had to struggle in my life, but I look back over my life and think, what would life be if I had a child, I think it would be different for me, but I do have people who love me, or I am a strong natured individual, so maybe I could handle it, but who knows, I still have a long life ahead of me, and we'll see if a child is meant to come out of my body or not. I pray that it is, but if it's not, there's children out there that do need stable homes, right? So all I want to say is, don't feel bad if you don't have a child yet, or if you've been childless, obviously your whole entire life. Don't let someone make you feel bad because they're living in a miserable marriage. They want to see everybody married. Oh, I believe you're going to be happy when you get married, but you look miserable every time I see you. You tell me you hate your husband. Every time I see you, you want me to be in that predicament? Go sit down somewhere, because it's not giving. It's not giving what you think is going to be given, or what you telling me that's supposed to be given, right? I just want to sit down and be patient and let the right person come across my path before I even think about someone putting anything in me, okay, to produce a baby. But anyways, don't feel bad. Live your life. Not to say that children can't make your life more abundant or more happier. But I think the goal that I've been told by men and women, and just from things that I've seen, is that if you do have a child, make sure you want to. Make sure you're in something stable. like a stable relationship or a stable marriage. Just make sure you have the finances to take care of them. Make sure you have the finances to take care of yourself. And I have a sister that is always, she doesn't have any children either, but she's like, she has a lot of women friends that have children, and they're always having to call out of work because a child is sick, or, they're talking about the medical bills because a child is sick. Like as a grown woman, I wouldn't mind dealing with that. It would be crazy, but I feel like it would be a joy to deal with that. But from what I'm hearing is, it's a struggle to deal with that, and then have to call out of work, and next thing you know, your job's like, where are you at? Are you trying to get fired? No, I'm trying to be a mother. So I'm not shaming nobody. I just wish people would stop shaming me for not having any kids. And it's not like I'm not doing anything to have kids, but it's not like I wouldn't want them. And it's just like, I wish people wouldn't assume that, oh, that is the very next thing you need in life is a husband and some kids. How about you choose Jesus first and get out my face? Yeah, that's how I really feel. But anyways, don't feel bad. Live your life. And what is your life path is going to be your life path for you. No one else can decide it. They can have their own opinion, but everyone has their own opinion, and they also have buttholes too, and they can probably stick that opinion in their butthole. So anyways, let me know what you think in the comments, or how you feel about it too. I would love to have children or a child one day, but it's God's plan around here.